Welcome to the Everyday Hustle Show, where we're figuring it out together over time. On the show, we'll be giving you the tools you need to take your career and life to the next level. So get ready for interviews and topics that will give you a competitive edge against the shuffle we call life. Sure, we might get into some heavy topics, but we also like to laugh and have a fun time too. Are you ready for the show? Here's your hosts, Jesse, Andrew, and Christian.
That's fucking great.
All right. That's the intro. What do you guys think?
Dude.
Minus Jesse. Jesse's not here.
Yeah, Jesse's not here.
Your host, Andrew and Christian. 'Cause Jesse ain't here tonight.
Jesse's out.
Which I don't appreciate very much.
No, that's fire, dude.
That sounds professional.
Yeah,
very professional.
Tonight we got Pat, special guest. He's filling in.
Yep.
Hello,
Pat came
everybody.
through on short notice. Thank you, Pat. But yeah, so I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about an intro and I was wondering where he got the intro because there's like sounds and there's a wolf howling and there's like this guy. He just sounds like so mythical. I'm like, dude, this guy must have spent hundreds of dollars, to get. And he's like, yeah, it was $17. So I went on the website. It's basically like a marketplace for, designers, people who do audio, graphic design. So if anybody's looking for anything like that, reach out to me and I'm going to show you how to do it because I actually get like a little referral spiff off of referring people. So if anybody wants to do that, I'm actually willing to split the referral fee or referral
What is it, like
reward.
$2 if you paid $17? That's great.
$17 for that intro. Well, no. It was only $12, but I tipped $5 because I was happy. Dude,
We got a big
24-hour
How'd
turnaround.
you tip on an online?
Oh, they give you
Dude,
the option.
really?
come
They
on,
give you
bro.
the option.
You
Come on.
get an option to throw money at anybody, huh?
I was super pleased with it, so I tipped, and then in 24 hours, 24-hour turnaround.
That was solid.
Damn.
I
how
could have,
quick?
yeah, I could have got that if I just like let it go for let's say I just wanted to get it in a couple days, it would have been half the price. It would have been $6.
Dude, so
What?
okay, so you type out what you want her to say or whoever you choose.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get to listen to like a clip of her voice?
Yes.
His or her voice before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have like a little ad, like a little promo
Yeah.
clip that they run. It's like anything else. They have profiles, and
That's
there's
cool.
ratings. She had like 5 stars and however many reviews.
Is there any other places that do this? Or
Yeah, there's
like
a couple
places?
of them. There's a
You
couple
checked
of them.
them out?
Yeah.
This is the best deal, obviously, right?
I mean, it's very, very affordable. I've heard people talk about it in reference to like logos and like like when I think of Fiverr, I always saw some ad for an animated logo.
Me too.
Animated logos, right? So I'm actually I did my own animation for my own logo, but I don't really like it anymore. I feel like I've kind of grown out of it. So I'm actually going to pay them to do a logo and an animation and see how it comes out because I was really impressed with that. But I guess you might have a good or a bad experience on a website like that.
But at least you can it's like Uber. You can rate them. You can put a little description. So if this person sucks or whatever happens, you have like an unpleasant
Exactly.
experience.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna just want to talk about real quick is we're at 1,968 downloads on our show.
It's been a while.
You're going to
since I
get one
checked.
more tonight, bub.
One more tonight.
Well, obviously we're gonna get, but the reason why I'm saying that is because once this episode, today's Saturday, June 16th. Tomorrow we're gonna air this episode. That'll be June 17th, and that episode is the 25th episode, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is gonna push us over 2,000 downloads.
This is the 25th?
25th episode.
Wow.
Yep.
Almost like an anniversary.
That's like an anniversary.
Exactly like
Oh.
an anniversary. Exactly like an anniversary.
Wow.
So I remembered when we talked about 1,000. And I can't remember what episode we were at when that happened, but we're kind of, we kind of like hit just like kind of like a pace, like a stride.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. We get anywhere between 25 to 50 downloads per episode, but if you go to like those earlier episodes, there's almost like 200 on certain ones. So it's weird. I don't know when people look at the thing, like where they listen, where they start listening. Like if new people come on it, I don't know.
Right.
I know if I find a new podcast, I usually just listen to the most recent one.
Well,
so
also
people
too,
might not be
yeah,
listening to them
they
all.
might be going backwards, but also too, like
Yeah.
I've like followed a podcast and I hear like one that I'm like not too thrilled about, and then maybe I'll skip the next one or whatever the case might be. So that that could be a case too.
Can you? I mean, I don't know about this stuff, but can you see who's downloading them, or do you know the people at all?
No.
No,
Nope.
not at all.
Nope.
Not from our access.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's another reason why I wanted you to come out, because you're not really fully into this type of thing, which is awesome,
Yeah.
and we were just talking about social media, so I want to talk about that real quick, because you're not on social media, and I was just breaking your chops about the reasons why you're not on social media, because I know that sometimes people are on it for the wrong reasons, so but you really haven't been following, the episodes and all that stuff, because you're not on social media, and that's kind of, our means to promote it. But tell us the story about why you stopped, why you kind of deactivated most of your social medias. It was kind of interesting.
So the social media aspect of my life, I got Facebook when I came down here to Florida, so I didn't really have any debauchery on Facebook, and it was all kind of good stuff on Facebook.
Wow.
And that was, yeah, there was no pictures of me out
Getting
gallivanting around. There's very few, but someone who posted something from a while ago. And, yeah, I just look like the typical hippie, whatever.
Yeah.
Angry hippie. Doesn't make sense. But, no, I started getting consumed in Facebook. I really like the videos, all the stupid videos that people put up.
Memes and stuff.
I didn't really like the people's drama on Facebook. I always thought that was stupid. Sometimes I would laugh at it, but that's really about it. And like political nonsense. I don't do politics at all. I can't stand politics. I don't get into it. I believe it's all driven by money and whatnot, and that's it. That's the end of the story. That's all politics are. But I was getting so consumed because it was taken away from my work life, and most importantly, my family life. With my children and my wife, I'd sit on the couch, and while everyone's running around the house like that, I'm sitting there sucked into my phone. Until one day, I'm sitting on my phone, scrolling through the book as usual, and I get hit in the head with a ball. And I look up, and it's my son, who just wants to play catch. He just wants to fucking play catch.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking at Facebook. Yeah. And I was like,
it was like a proverbial ball, but also like a real ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of smacked you in the face.
Yeah. And at that moment, I was like, you know what? I got to get rid of this. And like the next day or two, I told everyone I was leaving.
I mean, listen, life is about having a balance in whatever you're doing, work, pleasure, leisure, and, but I get it. Sometimes it's hard to balance those things. And
especially if you have
sometimes
kids.
I catch myself, like me and my wife be laying in bed at night and we're both just sitting there scrolling, and it's like, God damn it. Like, we should be doing something
that
else,
still happens sometimes. I mean, the only thing I have is Snapchat. That's it. And I
but even
that,
I mean, you can get lost in that for hours. But I like that how you talked about the negativity and the political stuff, because it is a platform for people to follow or voice whatever they want. I find myself unfollowing and unfriending people on a regular, which is just what I do. And I love the keyboard warriors who are always trying to spread negativity.
Terrible.
So like,
terrible.
I understand that aspect of it, where it's like, you don't want to consume, you don't want to waste time, and you don't want to, and the time that you do spend on it, you don't want to see that type of shit. So if you do it, you just have to be selective about what you're looking at. It's also a good tool for business and networking and other things, so like anything else in life, pros and cons.
And honestly, like, I was working in a cell phone store, and like having a smartphone is what it was all about, and selling smartphones, whatever. Dude, if I could, I mean, I pay all my bills and everything on my phone. That's it. I don't use anything. I don't use a fucking computer or anything like that. I downloaded an app to renew my car registration the other day.
Wow.
I did that today. Actually, use the app. They make it whatever. I would go back to a flip phone if I could. If I really could, I would do no phone. I really would.
That'd be tough,
I would love
though,
no
man.
phone.
I like the idea of it, but it's
I would love it. I would love no smartphone.
yeah.
If I could just do calls,
You can.
that's it. I know I can, but I pay everything on here. It makes it
Yeah.
so easy to do it.
Get a
It's
computer.
convenience. I have a computer.
Get a computer and get a flip phone.
No wifey complains about the
Listen,
fucking
dude, don't
computer
talk
all the
about
time.
it around here. Be about it.
Oh no, but it's tough, man. I was in working in Miami all of last week, and like literally the hotel that I was working at was right on the beach. So I'd work, from 8 to 4 or whatever, and then I'd work out. They had a gym, and then I'd eat, and then I'd go out to the beach like sunset time. Beautiful, it was nice, and I'm like, all right, just stay off your phone, just chill, relax.
Take
and
it in,
It would be like 5-10 minutes, and it would just be right back to it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's the fact that I'm so wrapped up in social media or maybe a little bit of ADD or maybe both mixed together, but I'm enjoying it. I appreciate it. And then I'm like, okay, so what do I do? Like I want to take a picture, so I'll take a couple pictures of the sunset or whatever. And then it's like, all right, well, let's see what's on Instagram. It's kind of
On
weird.
the other hand, it's a necessity for a lot
Right.
of things too. Like it's a source of information. Like you want to prove a point in an argument, or you
Right.
want to
Google.
get any information on how to do something, or YouTube, how to build this thing you just got. It's right
Right.
there instantly.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
true.
benefit of it.
That's true.
I was listening to some podcast or something talking about the same type of topic, and a lot of what really pisses me off about this topic is like when people are trying to share the moment that they're in at that moment. Right? So like if you're at a concert, it's
Yeah.
everybody's fucking recording,
Right.
Snapchatting. It's like that's preventing you from actually being in the moment and enjoying what's in front of you. So what they said to help, counter that is if you want to take a picture or a video, that's fine to remember, but post it later.
Right.
So like if
okay.
you're in a moment and you want to, enjoy that moment, you want to take a picture, whatever, take a
Right.
picture, put your phone away, but don't sit there and fucking record the whole thing. Not only are you stupid for doing that, nobody wants to see that shit.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit about your 20-minute fucking recording of the fucking Justin Bieber concert. Nobody gives a shit.
I know. I have all these
Like,
recordings
dude, if
of
I'm on
concerts,
Snapchat
it's
and someone
stupid.
has a concert on their story,
Yeah.
I'm just tap, 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 tap. I want to
Right.
get through it as
Yeah.
fast as I can to
Yeah.
get to the next one because it's fucking bullshit.
Right.
It's annoying, and it sounds terrible on the Snapchat too.
Get over yourself. Just enjoy the concert.
That's all
you
I
know.
hear.
Yeah.
All right. So, wow, dude, you really blew that out. Look at your levels right there, dude. All right. So I'm gonna pivot that into because it seems like we're all in a pretty good mood, and like I'm in a good space
Great
right
mood.
now. Great mood. We got the coffee going.
I'm actually feeling a little bit better from the sickness too.
Pat was sick before he got here.
Now
Now
he's
all of a
not.
sudden he's like he's
I'm
energized.
ready to fucking go.
Okay, so I was thinking on the way specifically on the way home from where I was just at. I was just actually at a art exhibit, which was
Yeah.
crazy. First time I've ever been to something like that.
Me
But my
too.
buddy Mike is a local photographer, and they were putting on this exhibit in downtown West Palm Beach, which was amazing and really cool experience. But I was thinking on the way home, like, yo, like I love my life, And I guess it was a little bit of gratitude. Last week we talked about gratitude, but it really wasn't that type of feeling. The feeling was that today I got a lot done, right? I had a very, very productive day, and that was because everything that I did, every task that I had on my to-do list was something that I thoroughly enjoyed to do, And really, I had a to-do list, and really, I get to do, right? So I get to do all these things today. And I was thinking, like, I had some things that I could do or couldn't do, and I'm like, what do I really want to do that's going to make this day the best and make me the happiest? So like there was one or two things that didn't get done. I might do them after this, actually. I don't know. See how late I stay up.
Shower one of them.
I showered 2 times already today.
That's
Wow.
amazing. Wow, so clean.
But yeah, squeaky clean. But like,
Q-tips every time.
but I'm actually running low, dude.
Ooh.
I usually do a
Dangerous.
double Q-tip.
I
I'm
don't
down
do
to a
that.
single right now to conserve. So
Wow.
it's getting pretty serious right now. But I've gotten to that point where I can be selective about what I want to do, and a lot of it is because of my wife. And thank you, I love you, Jen. But like right now, I'm just talking about right now in this very moment. I can select what I want to do, and like today, I selected the things that made me the most happy, but in return, that also made me the most productive, right? So like that to me is just like a game changer for mentality and perspective, and like how you can take this shit to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, not only did I get to go to the lake and get on the skis for a little bit, you know, I'm helping someone else, my buddy Anthony, get into the sport and showing him the ropes and shit, which is always,
What?
you know,
Ant's
awesome.
getting in there?
Yeah, neck bones getting into the game.
What's
Jet skiing.
Jet skiing.
Yeah, and then I did an estimate or a quote. Yeah, I did an estimate or a quote for a photography job.
Oh, nice.
That I might possibly get because of the 30 videos in 30
Oh,
days.
that's
thing.
awesome, dude.
You know, so well, I mean, we won't put the cart before the horse yet. I didn't get it, but just to be referred
Progress,
to it.
any progress.
Yeah, exactly. So I did that. You know, I cleaned my garage and organized my workspace. You know, I'm a blue collar guy now.
Ooh, blue
so
collar.
I got my tools organized. You know, I got
Yeah.
my garage organized, and like just doing shit around the house
Yeah.
too is like, you know, I get to mow my lawn. You know, I get to weed whack. You know, just like little shit like that. Like it just helps me kind of have like a better attitude towards stuff. So, I just wanted to ask you guys, you know, what you thought about that. I was just thinking that, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it and just. You know, is there things that you do in your life that you don't want to do that fucking make you miserable? Are there things that you do in your life that really fucking amp you up?
Yeah.
You know, like what? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. I love those, and I think it does, at least for me, you know, bringing back to the whole, like, gratitude and, like, that state of mind of, like you said, you're driving home and you just kind of, I mean, I'm sure throughout the day you thought about it, but, like, those instances where you're, whatever you're doing and you're just kind of like taking it in and you kind of just, you know, appreciate everything for what it is, and you're not like thinking about tomorrow or yesterday or nothing like that. You just appreciate it. And in terms of like tasks, I mean, for me, anytime I'm productive, so whether it's the gym, even reading for like 10 to 15 minutes, anything that I do that I feel or that I deem as productive, that's when I'm like the most happiest. So I don't have like a to-do list or nothing like that, but yeah.
You never have like a really busy day where you're like, I got to get all this stuff done, and you jot it down and make sure that you keep track of it?
No.
No?
No. But
What about you?
I do that at work sometimes. Like
At
the
work?
other day, because I just started a new job, but I wrote down the tasks I need to do.
Yeah.
Crossing them out feels
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
best.
I mean, that might be something that
Cross
you
out.
might want to try.
looking to, yeah.
You know?
Crossing them out feels great.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just that satisfaction of
Yeah.
putting a line through it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
prime
It's
example.
amazing.
You know, my at my part-time job, the jet ski shop, the guy who owns the place, he kind of gets all over the place. Like he'll come out, he'll say do this, do that, and then he'll like run away, go do something else, and I'll be working on 3 things at once. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I didn't do this. But recently, got a little clipboard, got a piece of paper. Every time he'd run out and say, yeah, blah, 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 I jotted down. Even though I'm working on something else, I made a note of the other thing, and I could cross it off. And I got in the habit of doing that now at home too, with other stuff, and it just helps me personally stay organized.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing, it's weird, but I get a huge satisfaction out of food shopping.
Okay.
That I get to go and stock the house up.
Yeah.
Spend all this money on food for the family, which I never thought I'd ever spend that amount of money each food trip.
How much a week?
How much a week? We usually go every 2 weeks. We try and make it last 2 weeks, but like 300.
Yeah, I spend about $150 a week.
Yeah,
$150
it's about
to
the same.
$200.
150 to 200 a week?
Yeah, if Jen comes,
Dude,
it's
easy.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
so easy
Really?
to do that.
Well,
If you
see,
have,
Well, I'm just gonna say, me and Kelly, like we eat completely separate things. She doesn't eat like what I eat, so I go and I literally spend $40 a week. I get chicken, I get stuff to make rice, and that's pretty much it.
Well, sometimes when you go to the food store, you end up in other aisles, and you're getting soap or razors or that kind of stuff
That's
too.
true.
So it adds up.
razors, deodorant. My deodorant's like $7 or $8 for 2 of them.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
that's true. And plus, you got 2 kids, so
Yeah,
three
there's that
hunch.
thing, and a 100-pound dog.
Ooh,
Oh
that's another
man,
one,
that
too.
brother probably eats a lot.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
All right, so what do you guys do? Now this is the hard thing, all right, to get honest about. What do you do in your life that you don't like, that you wish you could not do?
I wish I could not do.
Anything come into your mind?
My laziness.
So,
I mean, like, if I could not be lazy, like, look, I look at you
I'm
for
s- I'm
example. You're
talking more-
my neighbor, right? And you're always get going, fucking doing everything. If I could have that ounce of energy, at least once
I
daily.
like that answer, but it's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking more for a specific thing that you physically do in your life that you're like, oh, I fucking hate this. I wish I didn't have to do it.
Oh, like a task
Yeah,
that you don't
an
like
actual physical thing that you do.
Spend
Not
money.
a trait, not a behavior.
Spend money.
Yeah.
And Kelly can attest to this.
Spend money.
I'm bad.
Okay.
I have credit cards and stuff like that. And I've gotten into the habit now to every weekend I sit down and I literally pay all my, or like, whatever I'm paying for the week to my bills. And then as soon as I get done with that, I'm like, damn, I feel good. I'm organized now. Let me go on Amazon and let me,
Damn.
treat
I
myself.
had an Amazon habit too.
Dude, I just got to
I mean, a task. Like if you want to go down that route,
Yeah,
paying my fucking credit cards every month is. I hate that, but that's
really?
kind of too
that.
general.
I love that.
Yeah, that's kind of too general. Okay.
No, because I'm not putting a dent in it. I'm just maintaining.
Yeah, you're just paying the
Yeah.
interest.
It's like a fucking heroin habit.
Dude, everybody in
It's staying
America,
regular.
does that.
That's a
You
weak.
ain't
That's what I'm
special.
saying.
You ain't
It's a
special.
weak answer.
So like, okay, so I'm trying to build a few companies right now.
Ooh.
The Juice Bar one. The second company is my I tried to brand it as photo video design work. Okay, but as people are asking me to do projects, I'm finding that I'm not very artistic in the sense of design, right? So like designing things in like from scratch, I don't like it,
yeah.
right? So if someone says, "Hey, can you
Really?
do a logo for me?" I'd be like, "Well, I can, but I really don't like it." So why am I going to waste my fucking time, waste your money on something that I'm not passionate about, that I don't enjoy doing, right? Working in a call center, fuck that, right?
Yeah,
when
I
I worked
think-
in a call
yeah.
center, when I first moved to Florida, 2011, I was grateful for any job that I could
Right.
get that would hire me. I'm 3-time felon, degenerate, fucking. I
That's
was a
great.
piece of shit at that time, and but now I can be selective about it. I don't like that type of
Right.
work, so I wouldn't do it. Same thing goes with that, but I guess kind of when you put on the spot, it's a hard thing to answer. Plus, you don't want to,
Yeah, I can't think of of like a specific task that I love. I love what I do for work.
Yeah. Yep.
Besides work and the relationship I have with my
You like
girlfriend,
walking your dog and watching him poop
I love that
because
actually.
you put that on a lot
All
of
the
Snapchats.
time. All the time.
I love it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and
So I
him,
mean, dude, you're generally a happy dude. So
I'm generally
like, look,
pretty
I mean,
happy.
this is why I'm asking this question, because if you were a miserable prick, you
Everything.
probably have a fucking list of things
Yeah.
to tell me right now on topics things you do in your life every day that you don't like doing. So I guess kind of the moral of the story is that like, if you're doing something, and look, I'm just basically repeating shit that I've heard that everyone has said a million times. Like, if there's something that you do in your life and you don't like it, don't fucking waste time doing it.
Right.
Very true.
And
Yep.
some people just need to hear that, because for the longest time, I thought that I was in a place where I was happy, but deep down, and I guarantee you there's going to be 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 people that listen to this that are like, shit, maybe I need to reevaluate,
Yeah.
because for the longest time I thought like, oh, I'm not that person.
Right.
I'm not that person, but I was doing something that I wasn't happy with.
Yeah. Yeah, because you always want to justify. You always want to make. Well, at least when
Yeah.
I was doing.
And most of the time it's justified by money.
Right.
Yeah, that's an
'Cause-
easy.
Like, look,
justify.
if I'm making money, and that's another reason why I wanted to have you come out, is because everybody's definition of success is different, and mine is growing and changing over time as well. But I feel that you are, in my eyes, you're a successful person, right? And I'll tell you why. Because you have a healthy and a loving family. I know that the job you've bounced. We're going to talk about this. You've gone between a few different jobs in the past couple of years, which is okay. But still, in my eyes, I see you as a successful guy. Every time I go to your house, you and your wife, I think you guys are both very successful people. But that's not because of monetary things, and it's not because of money. It's there are other things in this universe that make you successful, that make you happy. But
Very true. Money is a small part of it.
yeah,
Very.
It
It's not
helps.
even.
It helps.
It
but-
makes things easier.
Yeah.
Trust me, it makes
Yeah.
things a lot easier. But I
But it
don't
also
know.
comes and
Granted,
goes.
also that relationships are fucking tough. But,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
having a loving, caring, and understanding partner
Yeah.
by your side
Yeah.
is fucking humongous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we all have
Humongous.
that, you know. So like it's you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you never think that it'll happen to you, and it does, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tie that into our next topic.
Ooh.
I'm just rolling here,
Dude,
fellas.
I
You could
feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Good
stop
shit.
me if you want.
No,
No,
keep
no,
it
no,
going,
stop me
dude.
if you
Keep it
want.
going.
Is self-awareness.
Ooh.
Ooh, Christian
I
about
love
to
that
spit
one.
out his coffee.
I love
I
that.
like
Right.
that.
And Pat asked me about topics before he got here, and usually I was like, you know, I like when we just let it roll,
Yeah.
but I kind of like when we have some idea what we want to talk about.
Yeah,
right?
well, that way we at least have like a.
Yeah, and I like this. I was
Structure.
listening to, of course, another podcast that they were talking about this, but I think it's a fucking killer topic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Pat? What do you think when you hear that word? Like, what comes in your mind?
Self-awareness?
Yeah, like what?
That's a big one, dude, especially recently. Like, I had a issue. So I dealt with depression back when I was fucking up pretty bad. And then I cleaned myself up a little bit and got on my feet. And, you know, the depression kind of went away. And I didn't really deal with it until I was, you know, working in a shitty situation. I felt bad about what I was doing, kind of similar to what you said, the call center shit. And I was fucking depressed there, but it went away after that because I left that and things were good. I'm very happy with my family, my 2 beautiful children, my beautiful wife. My whole family life is great. And then all of a sudden this shit snuck up on me like really hard. I started feeling like shit, like, and I didn't know what it was. I was so pissed off and getting frustrated. I was working in customer service and I like lost it on a customer one day. Like
This was at Verizon.
yeah, I should have.
Yeah, when you were selling the phones, I remember.
Yeah,
this.
she wanted to return something and I lost it. I started
You
getting
wasn't having
loud
it.
and said no. I started
weren't
getting
having
loud and ridiculous, and I was getting pissed off at myself because I didn't know why I was feeling this way, and I was so angry and frustrated all day. I was angry and frustrated at myself for feeling this way and not being able to fix it, and I remembered that it was depression. And at that point, I became self-aware of what was happening to me, and something needed to change to do this. And
why were you depressed?
why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I
It
wasn't
was
happy at the job. Obviously, I left there. I'm much more happy now. I work with my friends and stuff like that. I mean, I'm back in treatment. Not really where I want to be, but it's an amazing job, so I can't really
When
complain.
you say treatment, maybe for people who don't know.
Drug and alcohol abuse treatment center.
Okay.
Rehab.
Gotcha. So you transitioned from working in sales position for mobile
beginning
wireless sales.
I've swapped from sales, originally treatment to sales to treatment to sales.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
that's been my fucking pattern.
Gotcha.
for a minute.
So when you realized you were in that state, I mean, what?
So I realized
that
something
point.
needed to change, and the
Yeah.
self-awareness. So I wasn't feeling good about myself, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So I decided to start eating better. I wasn't eating well. Started eating better,
Yeah.
and I started going to the gym. I called up Frankie.
Frankie.
We went to the gym that night, and I've been going to the gym since.
Awesome.
And I've been
How
eating
long
right.
ago was that?
It was 2 months ago,
Yeah.
like a few days ago. I got my second month progress picture.
Awesome.
Pretty great.
Cool.
And since I started doing that, I feel like 100 times better. It's crazy. Just a change in diet and doing something physical.
Yeah.
You know,
But you
'cause
also changed your job.
I also changed my job recently. So I was changed that. I came out of the
But
fog.
the gym and nutrition was before the job change.
Yeah, that was
Damn, so
before.
you just did a whole fucking 180, and now you're just on top of the world.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's
Okay.
great. And it's my second week, and I called out already. How great is that? I got sick as a dog. I really couldn't get it. I couldn't get the patient sick and whatnot. And they said stay home. But
I'd put you on probation.
but that job's amazing. They're like, dude, just stay home. They're cool.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it's probably the coolest place that I've ever worked.
That's awesome.
Honestly.
So that was a really good answer,
Yeah.
man, for self-awareness. I feel like, part of it is being able to step back and kind of realize what the fuck is going on and identifying the feelings and, pinpointing, what's going on and what's wrong. And a lot of people, I feel like when something like that happens, like they'd go to a doctor and ask for fucking medication, and that just makes me sick.
I hate medication.
You know?
I was on medication my whole life. I couldn't stand it.
So like, yeah, I mean, like, listen, I don't know. I mean, maybe some people do have severe depression and they just, need medication to help them, and that's an outside issue. But I mean, you just said it, like, diet and exercise. Before the job change, diet and exercise made an incredible difference, and I love that because everyone knows that that's something that I'm really into too. Eating right and there's no other.
It cleared a lot of things up in my head and my body. Like, it cleared a lot of things up, and I see myself in the mirror every day, and I'm happy with the results that are happening.
Yeah.
Like, my stomach's going down, my shoulders are getting bigger. I never had shoulders before.
Yeah, you've always had a kind of a weird misshaped body.
I still do. I mean, my back.
You heard Heather?
You like
I
that, Chris?
stand like an S.
Did she laugh?
Yeah.
Heather's out there.
Shout out to Heather.
She married.
Yeah,
me,
listen. I talk shit on people who don't like lift sometimes because we got a few friends who have like bodies that they look like females, and I sometimes I just look at them and I'm just like, how are you okay? How are you okay with that? Some people are just okay with that. I mean, look, maybe am I being judgmental? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But hell, this is my fucking podcast, right? Our podcast. Sorry, this is our podcast. So we can talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe God made you that way, but like somebody invented the fitness industry to help you.
Yeah, well, I think if you're happy, then you're happy. Whatever you're doing. But if you're like out of shape or whatever, and you're complaining constantly, like with the whole self-awareness, once you're aware, and I'm sure you're probably aware that you're sad or feeling kind of out of yourself for a while, but it took you a little bit for you to actually make the action or the steps. To go to the gym.
Yeah, it took a lot. It took me almost losing my job, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. So like, it's not like an instant.
So
it could have been a bad time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like
when you get to the edge and then you're like, oh, fuck, I need to do something.
Yeah. Well, I saw
it's a shame
coming.
that
I just
most
had
people
no clue what was. It was so weird. Like, I was pissed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was getting so frustrated.
It's one of those things where it's like you get to the point where if the pain gets great enough.
Right.
We have all heard that saying a million times. But like, you get to the point where like mentally you just can't take it anymore.
Right.
And it's great that you made the change before you got fired or before you had a health issue or something like that. Because listen, like. That shit happens.
Oh yeah.
People have heart attacks.
Yeah.
People get cancer.
Well, then there's the other thing where people can't control their anxiety and need the medication, like you said. Like, I have a family member right now that's going through hell, and the other family member has to deal with that.
And are they aware of what's going on?
They're
Do
aware.
they have the self-awareness?
They understand there's a problem.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly what. I just can't say who it is on the podcast.
Yeah, no,
that'd be
fine.
kind of disrespectful.
But like from where their perspective, do they know what's going on, or are they just at a point where they're they need that level of help where they can't comprehend what's going on?
They know something's wrong.
Yeah.
They actually made a cry for help.
Okay.
At one point, and there's always these issues, always saying that there's something wrong.
Right.
But refuses to do the work to take care of it.
Okay.
And it's frustrating.
That's
for the whole family.
It's denial in a river in Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I love.
I'm not gonna have them listen to this.
Self-aware. Well, no, I'm not talking about that case in particular.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about how people are blind, and this is why I want to talk about self-awareness. It's like, can you be blind to the fact that you don't see that you're fucking up?
I mean, I'll put it like this. I mean, like when I was, I've said on the podcast before, I was in active addiction at one point. I knew that I was for pretty much the whole time that
but there had to be a point where you were in denial.
Literally,
that you didn't have a problem.
Probably like for the first like 4 years. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with self-awareness and people in their lives. Listen, you put the shit down, listen, and people still partying is just a phase for some people, and some people get to a point where they just are fucking desolate and they're just so fucked up.
Right.
But like even there's regular people who like they get to a point where they need to be aware that like, look, I got to start partying, I got to stop drinking, going to and
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is like the first 4 years were definitely denial, but I'm saying like the last like maybe 3 or 4, I knew I had a problem.
Right. And what I'm saying is there could be people that are arrogant or selfish or they don't take care of their bodies, right? They look like shit. They feel like shit. They're always tired. They're always complaining about fucking something. Right. I'm saying that those people, that was you when you were in active addiction.
That was
but
me.
I'm saying there's people today in our lives, I'm sure everyone could pick out a handful of them that do that shit.
Yeah.
And that are not self-aware about what they're going through.
Yeah.
That sometimes you just want to smack them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to choke them up and be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Dude, get aware of what's going on. Take a look from an outside perspective. And sometimes people get mad at me because I call it like I see it,
Me too.
And sometimes I
Me
might
too.
call you out in front of a crowd of people, and that might hurt somebody's feelings. I actually did it today.
Oh.
Maybe that's why I'm talking about it,
Damn.
But look, if you get to a point where it's been years.
Yeah.
And you haven't changed something about yourself that should change, I mean, come on.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why we're talking about self-awareness, because it's like you got to be aware of that stuff if you want to grow as a person and change and contribute to the world. I don't know.
No, I agree.
No, I get it. The self-awareness too. Another reason too is like I've depression could probably creep in on me sometimes. Like I set goals for myself, right? I had these goals of having a home with a family and everything.
Check that off the list.
I got it. I got
You're
the fucking
living the
American dream over there, dude. I got
we're neighbors, by
blonde
the way.
hair, blue-eyed wife. I got 2 beautiful children, a boy and a girl, and a golden retriever.
Ooh.
I'm just missing a white picket fence. That's all.
That's it.
And, I accomplished those goals.
Yeah.
Very amazing goals that I accomplished with help, But now it's like, now what? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I talked to my wife. We didn't know what she wanted to do. And I kept reaming in this fact of her going to school to be a nurse because I think she'd be the best fucking nurse around. I mean, I want her to be my nurse anytime. She could fluff my pillow whenever she wants.
That's crazy.
She could draw me a
And
bubble bath.
she's stoked about it, which is awesome. It's so cool to see that
RN?
too. Yeah,
Registered nurse.
yes,
That's what Kelly wants to do too.
Yeah, I know. It's
awesome.
It's a great job too. But now it's like I haven't really set a goal like that for myself in a long time. I set a goal to open a business, and I kind of just put that to the wayside.
I'll tell you what, you've had a lot of good ideas.
A lot
of
ideas.
shit execution.
No execution. That's what it was. No
That's
execution.
what they say, dude. Ideas are shit.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to execute on an idea. Sometimes you live in fear, know. But it's cool that we're talking about this. And sometimes I was questioning why we keep doing the podcast. Like, what is the fucking point?
Right.
It costs money. It takes a lot of time and fucking energy and all this shit. But this is why we do it.
Right.
We're sitting here right now, and now I'm probably going to call you once or twice a month and saying, what's your fucking goal for your next 5 years? What are you going to do? Because I didn't know that was something you wanted to do. That's great. And I'm going to, I'll check on Heather's progress on her RN status.
She's going. She couldn't, she had to take off from school because she couldn't interrupt Thursday nights.
Wow.
Yeah, Thursday
That's
nights time with the
right
boys.
there.
That's a
boys' night.
Oh,
that's
boys,
a husband's night out every week. So
yeah.
Well, let's
very important
brainstorm
to
a little
keep
bit, dude.
my
I mean, what
sanity.
fires you up?
Fires
What
me
just
up.
lights you up, dude?
Having a good time. Having a good time.
That's just too broad.
Too broad. I like
How
to
could you
have a good
integrate
time.
that into your life and make a career out of it?
Make a career out of it, huh?
That's a tough question.
That is a tough question.
I mean,
don't know.
listen,
How could I
everybody
make
likes
that-
having a good time.
Yeah.
For me, I like riding jet skis, right? So
Love
part-time,
riding jet skis.
I hang out in the jet ski shop, and it's, I mean, so.
Yeah.
I'm working on some other shit while I'm doing it, but like, there was a major fear before I took that jump. you know? So what, I mean,
I don't know, party planning or something like that. Like we got the 4th of July coming up soon, brothers.
Yeah. Yo,
what's up?
Pat's
They fucking
house is
put
always...
they put the lights up on in the park though.
Oh.
And this is a big issue.
Yeah.
This is a big issue. How are we gonna watch the fireworks with those fucking ball field spotlights out there?
That's true.
I don't know, dude.
I
We're
don't
gonna have
know.
to have our own fireworks show like we usually do.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we're gonna do that
But he's talking about
either way. But the viewing,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Listen.
like I like having parties. I love welcoming guests over
Yeah.
to have a good time at my house and feel comfortable and enjoy themselves.
Pat's and Heather's house
I like
is
the
definitely
people
the spot.
have to come over and enjoy themselves and feel comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it when people can really let loose and be themselves when they're around me or around ever. And I like to, act out all the time too and be loud and fired up.
I mean, party planning might be a good, idea.
Yeah.
Or some type of event planning or something like that.
Something like that.
Listen, if anybody is checking out the podcast and they have ideas for what Pat can do for a 5-year long-term goal, reach out to us, let us know. We would appreciate any input.
I did work on the Italian Fest once. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really, really liked the breakfast food cart idea.
I had so much shit talk on that. I don't care about the shit talk, but I got a lot of backlash for that. I really like the pretzel idea. But it's Florida and the water is fucking sucks.
Yeah, listen, because I was just thinking, like, if you said you like having people over and you like having a good time, right? So, like, what if you could take that feeling of having people at your house and bring that on the road to, like, you have people at your food cart and you have a couple tables outside, or maybe even like a restaurant where you can recreate, or maybe even not even a restaurant, maybe just like a lounge where you could create that feeling that you have in your house. Like where people just chill and play board games.
That's very true.
And you serve snacks, like
That'd be a cool ass spot to go chill.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that?
Not that
I know of.
Yeah, not that I know. I'm sure that, like, small.
One thing, that creeps into my mind right
I'm
away.
thinking,
how
like,
busy
neon.
would it be and how often would people come?
All right. Well, you could do like a monthly
location.
membership where they don't even have to pay when they get in. I'm thinking like neon lights and signs and maybe like a pinball machine or two. Definitely a jukebox.
Oh, absolutely. A jukebox.
Maybe a little stage where you can do stand-up comedy.
With the fucking big old block Jenga set.
Real human
what I'm
size.
saying?
We're chock full of good
The
ideas.
walking chessboard.
Okay.
The huge pieces.
We're chock full of good ideas right now.
That's pretty
All right,
good.
so I feel like we hit on some really good topics, man, and we vibed out for a little bit, and we'll just go ahead and wrap this one up here while we're rolling. Unless you guys had anything else you wanted to talk about or just put out there into the airwaves, maybe get some feelers back from the universe.
Yeah, definitely, man. Mexico plays some more against Germany. World Cup is here, and we're ready to take it this year.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
That's interesting.
Mexico's taking the World Cup, Christian says.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Pat? You got anything else you want to say? You want to put out to the universe? Because, I mean, dude, just putting something out into the universe sometimes creates good results.
Well, I obviously want to set another goal that I can accomplish. You know what I mean? I haven't set myself a real goal to accomplish, so definitely want to work on that and figure that out. And I wanted to say thank you for letting me be your guest.
Thanks for coming
I'll
out,
definitely be subscribing to the podcast, and I'm going to go back and probably listen to them relentlessly. One after another.
Check 'em out, yeah.
I just had dude, if you listen to every single one of our podcasts, you will find a plan.
Oh, there was.
Oh, yeah?
There was
You
some
will
good
find
stuff,
a
yeah.
plan, dude.
How about
There are
that?
some solid stuff in there for you. And what I'll do is I'll turn you on to some other ones too that you can listen to that may help you. Because, dude, that's what it's all about. That's what this journey, the whole podcasting is about. It's like I started listening to podcasts because I wanted to sharpen my, sales skills, right? And then it turned into like I wanted to get motivated. And then it turned into like I want like career guidance. I want goal guidance. I want to figure out how to be my own boss and build a life for myself.
This all came from podcasts.
Yep.
And it's all fucking free, brother.
That's crazy.
It's all free.
That's cool.
So I'm going to turn you on to some stuff that you can listen to. And hopefully it'll help you kind of make a plan, devise a plan for yourself. All right, guys, but that's it. And thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the podcast. Give us a rating. Every rating counts. 5 stars if you feel it. If not, don't do it, because we don't want you doing anything that you don't fucking want to do.
Hey, you got
Feel me,
music,
boys?
You got music for the exit?
We got no outro.
No.
Listen, dude, it was
man.
only $17. All right, don't give me a freaking hard time about the freaking intro.
Man, that was solid though.
Yeah, that was
solid
awesome.
intro.
That was
All
great.
right, maybe next episode, if someone else wants to pay for it, we'll get an outro with a little outro beat. But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Remember, subscribe to the show, leave us a rating. Thanks.